Hey everyone, welcome back to Vlogmas Day 5. I thought that I would go ahead and keep with the Christmas theme from yesterday and do a story time with Bree video for you guys and share some of my favorite Christmas / holiday themed stories and memories with you guys. The first set of Christmas / holiday memories involves my father and my parents, actually both in general. Every year my dad and I would get up on the ladder and onto the roof and string the lights along the house, and my dad would also bring our beagle Sugar up there with us for just a couple of minutes because she would belly crawl and was probably completely terrified, let's be honest, and he would just bring her up for a couple of minutes and then he would go back down to go get something to drink or whatever, and he would take her with him and she would be safely back on the ground, much to her happiness, I'm sure. And he also put hooks in the wall leading up to the front that when you strung lights up it looked like a Christmas tree. We would also set our Christmas tree up in front of the windows in the front of the house so that you could see the tree through the windows as you were out like in the front yard or whatever. He also did a runway of blue lights for Santa Claus to help him navigate to the chimney so that he knew where to go at our house. My dad was a pilot, if you couldn't tell. Another Christmas memory involving my parents, I kind of touched on a little bit in yesterday's Vlogmas. We would go out to eat on Christmas Eve. We get all dressed up, all fancy and stuff, and we would go out to eat at a nice restaurant. After we would eat our dinner and everything, we would jump in the car and we would drive around and look at all the Christmas lights. My dad had like the whole like journey like planned out as, you know, which ways to go and which, you know, neighborhoods had the most lights and all that good stuff. And one of the local radio stations would do Santa reports so you could kind of keep up as to where Santa was in the world while you were driving around looking at Christmas lights. And my dad would always drive by the airport because they put out pretty blue lights for Christmas too. Didn't I mention my dad was a pilot? So the last Christmas / holiday memory that I have involving my parents was back when I was probably, I would say probably about 7 or 8 years old, and I woke up in the middle of the night on Christmas Eve and I could hear like a baby doll talking and I could hear like, you know, adults talking. And so I crawled out of bed and I tiptoed down the stairs, and there are my parents. My dad had a baby doll in his hand and trying to make it look like he was the one making the noise. I don't know why he thought that was incredibly necessary, but I was kind of getting to that age where the magic was stopping for me a little bit, and I just knew I had busted my parents and that Santa wasn't real because I had just busted them putting up the toys. And I came downstairs on Christmas morning and the first thing I went to was the baby doll that was in a cute little pram, and the tag read, "To Breezie from Mom and Dad." So the gift was actually from Mom and Dad and not from Santa. So that allowed me to keep the magic of Christmas in my heart for another couple of years because my parents are quick thinkers. My final Christmas / holiday memory involves my sister. She is 11 years older than me, and she had gone out on Christmas Eve with her fiance at the time. So when she came home, she had woke me up and had told me that Santa had already been to the house and that she had actually busted Santa Claus sneaking some more goodies, meaning the mincemeat pies that my mom makes every year at Christmas. So of course then I have to ask the normal questions like, how does he get to every single house in one night? and she pulled out, I don't know if it was an encyclopedia or one of her old textbooks or what it was, but she pulled out this book that had the time zones in it and explained to me how time zones work. At the time we lived in England, she explained to me that when it is nighttime where we were, that it was daytime on the other side of the world and vice versa, and he just follows the time zones so that he's there Christmas Eve, but as he moves along, it becomes Christmas Day where he's just passed through, if you follow my drift. And it made absolutely perfect sense that he would use these time zones and all of that to his advantage while he was delivering his gifts. So that's gonna do it for Vlogmas Day 5. I love you guys. If you have any suggestions on videos for Vlogmas, any challenges, any tag videos, anything like that, please leave them in the comment section below, or you can leave your requests on any of my social media sites. The links to my Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and Snapchat, all of that good stuff, is down in the description box below for you. I love you guys, and I will see you tomorrow.